All right, guys, so we're gonna get into a squat pattern, and we're gonna specifically move into showing you how to set up yourself in a squat with the barbell. So we will have two different variations of barbell squats. We're gonna have what's considered high bar and low bar, and all this means is where we're placing the bar on our back. So when we look at a bar, if we come a little bit closer, you're gonna find that we have a rough portion in the center here, and then a smooth portion that happens here. So when we go to set ourselves up, we actually want to place our index finger right where the rough meets the smooth. And then from there, it gives us a better opportunity to place our head right underneath the center line to make sure we are center mass when we are getting ourselves set up for this. So I'm going to show you the squat patterning first, and then I'm going to show you how to get ourselves into position with both a high and low bar squat positioning, and we'll get started. So as we kind of come into just our basic squat patterning, we want to think about our foot placement, and when we get ourselves set up in our foot placement, what you can do is you can actually grab your knee and you can bring it to the side and kind of find out where you have the most height in a comfortable place within your hip. So for me, it's like right about there. So I can see the rotation at my hip, where my toes will be pointing out. And then I'm looking for my knees to track right about at that second to big toe. And then from there, if I'm gonna do a high bar squat, what that means is that the barbell is gonna be right here on the top of my upper traps. I'm gonna think about tucking my pelvis under and squatting low so that the bar stays essentially right here, midline of my foot, and then driving all the way up. So from the front, in order for me to do that, I have to drive my knees out so that I can allow for my hips to drop down. So I tuck my pelvis under, rib cage down, shoulders pinch back, knees slightly bent. I come down into that squat position, drive all the way through to squeeze, right? And then we're in that position. If I was gonna go into a low bar, now because the placement will be slightly at like mid rear delts, I will now have a position where I will shift my hips back, a little bit more quad dominant here in this position, and therefore that bar will still be right along the midline of the foot. And that is really the proper bar path. When you're going into your squat, you want to find that really smooth bar path that comes from standing into your squat and then back up. So depending on what you might have in terms of tight hamstrings or tight hip flexors, you may need to stretch these different areas of your body, right, in order to really have this beautiful smooth path. So we're going to show you kind of what it looks like, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this way so you guys can see what I got going on. So again, when we get started, we are going to grab that bar. I'm actually placing my thumb over that first finger, right? And then I will place my head underneath, and I will show you the high bar first, pinching my shoulder blades back and simply stepping up from here. I will take one step back and two step back, find my positioning, pelvis tucks under slightly, my hands are open so I'm not super gripping here, just as I get started, and I will drop my hips all the way down, and then drive all the way back up, not locking out fully at the top, but having a nice strong glute engagement here. So I will inhale to go down, exhale, right back up. And then to rack it, I will step forward 1, 2, hits the edge of the stand, and then I just drop it down. As you get into heavier and heavier weight, you don't want to be like putting one side of the bar, other side of the bar. You want to just run straight into it and let it drop. So then if I'm going to go into low bar squat, I again can hold that bar right in that same positioning and place it right at that mid delt position. From here, again, I will just simply stand up. I might need to widen my hands a little bit depending on shoulders. And then from here, I'm gonna shift those hips back based on that bar position. And then exhale, coming right back up to the top. Inhale down, exhale up. And then again, standing forward, letting that bar drive right there into the rack and then dropping it down. The other thing that I want to show you guys, I'm going to show you from the front here, is when you are looking at bracing your core. So inside of the Green Door Life, we talk about bracing your core, different types of core contraction and breath. But with this one, you're going to inhale, really fill up this core, this diaphragm, hold it, and then exhale to come back up. So it's going to look like this. So doing this from the front, I will find my hand position. I prefer my high bar squat position myself. I will stand up, take my step forward, get my glutes engaged, rib cage down, shoulders pinched back. I will inhale, brace, exhale to the top. So one more time. And then rack again. The last thing to notice here is that when I come up, I want my elbows right underneath that bar. So I don't want the elbows pointing back. The elbows will actually help to drive that bar up towards the sky as you get heavier and heavier with your barbell squat. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. You can go so technical with this movement pattern, especially with the barbell. So this is just the basics and foundations, but try it out with lighter weight to start, even just the bar for a period of time, and then start adding weight and seeing how it goes.